Good morning, everybody. Welcome. So, the theme for this morning is really gratitude. Here we are coming up on the end of 2020, really a different year than any of us ever expected or ever experienced before. And no matter how hard it's been, we can at least be grateful for the fact that we're alive. Where there is life, there is hope. So let's meditate together. And before we start, think of three things that you're grateful for. Take your attention inside. Down below your belly button. And feel for the union within yourself. Feel for your own union with your highest best. And then say, I am in perfect union. Which is the truth. And now breathe all the way down below your body to where your energy meets the dirt. And feel your union with Mother Earth. Breathe into that space. I am in perfect union. Now allow your attention to rise up through your central channel to your heart center. Breathe into that space. Feel for the gratitude. and your union with your own highest best, which is the same as union with divine source. I am in perfect union. Gently allow your attention to rise up to your throat center. If you feel anything there, just swallow. Let it go. Breathe into that center. I am in perfect union. As you're ready, take your attention to your third eye. When you're ready, take your attention to the top of your aura. If you made a halo with your arms around your head, where your fingers touch is the top of your aura. Breathe into that space. I am in perfect union. As you're ready, bring your attention back down below your belly button and come back into the room. That was pretty much fun. How may we serve this morning? So the reason we came to gratitude this morning is because in these times of temporal endings and beginnings, there's a natural tendency to sort of take stock and project an intention for the future. And so having that intention come from gratitude connects us to our own love and appreciation for the life that we have. So that our intention comes from that place. So we're pretty sure the highest intention you can have is union with your own divinity, which is available to every single one of us inside ourselves. And approaching that intention with gratitude sets up a field of receptivity so that we're not stuck rehashing the past and thinking about how to improve that. Instead, we're feeling into our gratitude for being here in the first place, for having this opportunity to become something different. And we're trained that the way to become something different is to reevaluate our past and set a new course. And then year after year, most people fail at that new course. They fail to sustain it. Sometimes they're successful, or at least in parts of it. But if you have union with your highest from a field of gratitude, then you just drop the past. It's no longer important. It already happened. If there's something you need to know about it, you will not be able to avoid it. You can trust yourself that it will appear as an opportunity to resolve whatever it was, that pattern of energy that didn't come into harmony will reappear to be resolved in your field of awareness. So this way, instead of being trapped with thoughts about what didn't work, we can concentrate on what's really important, which is our own union. And from the field of gratitude, we're bringing nothing but positive energy and expectation as we approach our future. Always bringing ourselves into the present, here and now. Because here and now is the only thing real. The other choices are past or future, neither of which has any reality to it. It's all projection. So if we sit in gratitude with our attention on union, we're here and now. How may we serve? Hmm. Hmm.
Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, Drew. How are you this morning?
Very good, thank you.
Oh, good.
So, uh, you mentioned that the past and the future are just projections, and that and that seems to be a lot of practices staying right here, right now. Um, be here now, as I guess Ram Dass famously said. But how is the now not a projection if the past and the future are projection?
The now is real. The now has the opportunity for real contact. The past has no real contact. It only lives in our mind. And when we say mind, we're really including mind and awareness, because when we put our attention on it, then it becomes part of the present. But if we just drop it, then it's not informing the present. And it gives us the opportunity to choose differently. Because when we focus on the past, it has a certain current that will guide our expression to be similar, like the groove on the old vinyl records. But if we drop it and it has no energy to it because we've already brought it into harmony, it's done, then that needle isn't stuck in a groove. We're free, free to choose higher, finer, richer. And in this moment, not based on some fantasy that we're trying to create as our life, but centered in the reality of this moment. And this moment, and this moment. You see how that's different?
I do.
More?
No, that's back on track.
Thank you for the question.
You're welcome.
How may we serve further? Hmm. We're happy to just be with you. Good morning, Suzanne. Please unmute yourself.
Got it.
There you are.
Let's expand. I would like you to expand a little bit more on intention.
Okay,
It's a word
intention.
that's easy to use, but I'm not real sure that does it mean to accomplish something? Does it mean something to focus on, Or is it really just a feeling and a wish?
Intention is energizing it's energizing that contact. So you feel into yourself, I am in perfect union. And with that statement, which takes you right to this moment, and you feel for the truth of that. And as you do that, your intention is fortifying that contact of union with your highest self, with the source of your vitality. So you're feeling into that, and your intention to be in complete contact with that, to actually be that union, helps to make it true. It's already true. In that we are expressions of that union, regardless of how refined or unrefined our awareness of it is. And as we pay more and more attention to it and become energetically attuned to what it feels like, it becomes more and more a part of our reality that becomes our guidance system. Sort of like standing on the razor's edge. And there is a sharpness of clarity to it. Does that answer your question?
I've taken notes. I'm going to have to work on this one, but thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome. If there's more to it that comes up, please ask.
I will do that.
Beautiful question. Thank you so much. We welcome all questions. How much can we support loved ones who seem to be caught in a cycle of projection and are unable to see anything else? Well, the key word in this question is loved ones, which is the answer to the question. We can't exactly tell them differently from what their experience is because they're tied and tangled in their experience. So, what we can do is be with them, and we can support them with our loving care and loving kindness, Now, that doesn't mean that we have to go to the same level of whatever emotion is being projected. We don't have to agree with that emotion, but we don't judge it either, and we don't push it away. We just allow it to be. And some of that allowing means engaging our own tendency to reject the feelings that they're projecting. So we have a little bit of work to do with our own reactivity to where they are, so that we're not sitting in judgment, but actually allowing them to be where they are as we maintain where we are. And we work inside ourselves to be a witness to their experience. And as we witness, we will actually turn into a mirror for them. It can have no intention. It's just a pure is not the right word. It's just a reflection. And it's not something that we try to be, it's something that happens when we are able to maintain a witness state in the presence of someone who is in another state. And that very act of witnessing allows them to feel seen and heard, if we can have the patience and tolerance to listen and truly witness. And in that process, in attempting to master that process, we will learn enormous amounts about ourselves and each other. And in that situation, it's not about power over. It's actually about receptivity to an awareness of the other person. Which does not mean that we take on their discomfort. Their discomfort may change, and it may change because it goes through our filter system and out. But that's not an act of will on our part. That may just be something that happens. But it's not like we do something for them. It is just that we're present and allowing and witnessing. And it will encourage a self-reflection in them, because our witnessing has power. It's this quantum thing where whatever you see, you become part of. So you don't do anything, you just be. And you may have a very superficial conversation about something else. That's totally fine. It's actually better. and we ask for angelic intervention for them. Really, angelic intervention is something that we ask for ourselves. Gets a little bit tricky when we ask for it for other people. We can go into the Annassa temple and speak to them from our highest to their highest and deliver our message, and that engages higher frequencies into the equation. That's that's how we can have some impact. That we create a statement from our highest self to their highest self. And then we travel, we journey to the Annassa temple as our highest self. And we invite their highest self to be present in the Annassa temple. We deliver our message. And then we drop any attention to outcome as we leave the temple. This is the cleanest way to participate. We hope that answers your question. Please ask further if it doesn't. We so appreciate your questions. How may we serve further? We're so happy to be here with you today. Yes? Can you talk about the difference between suppression and repression of thought and not engaging negative thought? When does non-engagement become, if at all, suppression, repression that may have a harmful impact? So the question is about suppression and repression of negative thoughts. We hope we're understanding that. If we're not, please let us know. So so there are thoughts and there are feelings. And thoughts float through. Feelings have weight to them. And so it's the feelings that we want to engage. And our purpose in engaging the feelings is to unweight them. So we take the heaviness of the negativity and we invite it forward and give it a name, which can be anything from rage, humiliation, fear, grief. It can be anything. And we invite it forward lovingly if we possibly can, but we acknowledge it. We allow it to speak. We welcome it. And then we begin to work with it with Ho'oponopono to bring it into harmony inside the love that we cultivate in ourselves. So, in this process, there is no repression or suppression, but actually, we look for these heavier feelings within us as opportunities to raise our own frequency back into the harmony of love, peace, joy, gratitude, and that which is beyond, which is our birthright to live from. So we are continuously cultivating that state in ourselves by bringing any of these heavier feelings into harmony. And as we do that, we are elevating our own frequency into ever expanding and higher awareness that becomes available as we become less and less dense, crystallized negative energies and become more and more lighter and finer alignment as we tune ourselves to source energy. And that union is us becoming the frequency of source. So, any heaviness that you feel in yourself is a call to attention. And it may be that you're not in the right moment to bring that attention to that heaviness. And that's okay. You make a bookmark, you make a deal with that heaviness. You say, hello, anger, I see you. This is not the right moment for me to make friends with you. But I will, before the end of this day, we will have a conversation. And you will discover that whatever that heavier energy will dissipate so that you can finish whatever it is you need to pay attention to, like driving or, any heavy machinery. And then when you have the time to really tune in and address this heaviness, you do. Otherwise, it is suppression or repression. But you can make deals with it as long as you keep your end of the deal. We hope that answers your question. It's a very good one. All questions are fantastic. We welcome everything, please. How may we serve further?
This is a follow-up from the same person.
Mm-hmm.
When taking a heavy feeling
and bringing it into alignment, it seems to me that has to be done without judgment of the feeling. Can you talk about that more so that I can do it right? Hmm. So as we engage these heavy feelings within us, first of all, there's no doing it wrong. And we assume that by doing it right, you mean actually dissolving the feeling so that it's no longer a predominant experience in your awareness. So many of the feelings, negative feelings that arise in our awareness as we work deeper and deeper in ourselves, have to do with past crystallized experience that happened very often when we were children, and we had experiences that were beyond our capacity to understand or process in the moment, negative experiences. And so what our being does when that happens in our childhood is that it kind of takes that experience and puts a little coating around it, a covering to protect you from the experience. And it's deposited in your energetic and sometimes physical system as a pocket of unresolved negative experience. And so, what happens when we work deeply in ourselves is these pockets begin to open. And the first thing that happens is we get slimed. We get covered with that negativity. And then this next thing that happens is we think we've done something wrong because here we are working to become this enlightened being, and suddenly we're covered with shit. And that's the process. We have gone deeply enough into ourself with a capital S to ignite the release of, we call them pus pockets. They just open up and they cover us in negativity, and we're like, what happened? What is that about? And so it may take us a while to even get our equilibrium to begin to work with this heavy, dense energy that has to do with experiences that we did not ask for, did not, you know, probably voluntarily participate in, but they're a part of our being that needs to be addressed and resolved. And as we have been saying, we rise by that which we fall. So when we uncover these arenas of undigested, unprocessed experience that we had sometime in the past, when they open up and deliver their content to us, it's a really good time to be grateful of all things, because when you understand this process, you know that when you're covered with the negativity, that you have just opened a new level of awareness for yourself. And when you can bring it into harmony, when you bring it to Ho'oponopono and you dissolve it, and very often dissolving it takes more than one session. And so having it change temporarily, even a little bit, is progress. And you don't judge your progress by whether or not it comes back, because it will come back until it has been brought into the fruition of harmony. And many of these things have been, well, they've been in existence for a long time, and the shell covering them is dense, and the content is dense. And so we just continue to revisit it. And the most important thing is that we don't judge ourselves, because it's very easy to feel like, because you have this negativity that you are trying to bring into harmony, that because you're experiencing that, you're less than, because how can that possibly be an expression of union, right? So you have to really understand that this is a gift from your inner to be resolved into harmony, and whatever amount of time it takes is irrelevant. That you are in process, and this is really an integral part of the process, and we could call it resolving the pain from the past. And so that pain may or may not tell you about the experience that created it. And the truth is, you don't need to know. If you need to know, you will be informed. And very often, knowing creates a whole other cataclysm of drama, and sometimes can move into trauma in yourself as you try to assign blame, shame, humiliation to others in your past in an attempt to kind of figure out the experience. We invite you to engage in that way as minimally as possible, because when you engage old trauma in such a way, it revitalizes it and brings it into a drama within you that will create more karma if you act on it before it has been dissolved. We hope this makes sense to you. So the thing to do is, this will literally inflame you, engulf you in flames as you dissolve it. And this is a very important part of inner work, that as these pus pockets open, you first of all do not reject yourself. You understand you're in process, and that this is a very good sign that you are dissolving the depth of your own experience, because you are, as we spoke earlier, that there is only the now. Well, that's the truth of it. And the gift is that you have brought, your being has brought this obstruction. What it is an obstruction to the free flow of your channels throughout your being. So your being has brought this obstruction to be resolved into harmony, so that you become a bigger and better version of yourself as this is dissolved. So this is how the past presents itself in the present to be brought into harmony. And so what we're saying is that if you go back in the past to try to figure it out, you are reinvigorating that whole chain of drama and trauma. And so we're encouraging you to not go there, but just address the pain itself within you, and allow it to show you what you need to know as you the image we're having is that you undetonate. You turn off the detonator of this pattern in you, that you dissolve it through your love for your highest, through your commitment, your dedication to your own highest in alignment. You understand that this is a gift for you and for you only. This has nothing to do with any other. And so we encourage you to embrace this situation in yourself with complete and total self acceptance, because this is the way through, is self love. You use Ho'oponopono and you literally love yourself through the pain of whatever happened. It doesn't matter really to you or to anybody else what happened. It matters to you only that you dissolve this pattern and you incorporate the energy that is freed from this dissolution so that you become a higher and finer version of yourself. We hope this answers your question. It's a really, really valuable piece of inner work that we all must do at times. And it's an opportunity to really, really love yourself so deeply. And these patterns may appear bottomless when they first show up. They're not. And so you engage them inside yourself and try to keep that process inside yourself until it reaches completion and you have a new experience of yourself free from those patterns. Thank you so much for that question. Really, really important. How may we serve further? I, I think they're asking about Ho'oponopono. Like what is... Oh, okay, let's talk about Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian practice that we really like because it's a way to bring these darker energies into harmony within ourselves. So, what we do is when we see this heaviness in ourselves, we'll just say, for an example, we'll use anger. Hello, anger, I see you. Thank you so much for coming. And you bring the anger, you invite it forward, and you feel into whatever part of your body feels the anger. And it could be anywhere in your body. So you allow it to be there, and you give it your attention, your full attention. And you feel it until you can name it. It's important to name the emotion so that it's a way of acknowledging it in ourselves to name it. And then having named it, we sit there and we begin to practice Ho'oponopono. And Ho'oponopono is 4 statements that we make, and the order that we say the statements in will change according to our own circumstance and the moment. But one order is this: I'm sorry. And who we're saying this Ho'oponopono to is very important. We're not saying it to anybody outside of us. We're not saying it to another person. We are saying it to the deepest part of ourselves, to the source energy that we come from, that we are, that we're already connected to. We wouldn't be alive if we weren't connected to it. So we are saying it to the source energy because we recognize that this heavy negativity that we're experiencing is an obstruction to our free flowing connection to source energy. This is the reason we're doing Ho'oponopono. So we invite the obstruction, which in that moment is anger. We invite it to occupy the place of our attention. And we put our attention on whatever part of our body is resonating with that experience. And then we say to our source energy through the pattern of obstruction, we say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So first of all, we are saying, I'm sorry because there is an obstruction between me and my connection, my union with source energy. So we apologize to our deepest self for not being in union. We ask forgiveness from our deepest self because our purpose is this union. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. We know that this source energy is all forgiving. And if we don't know it yet, after we practice Ho'oponopono a few times, we will know it viscerally. So we can, in anticipation, experience the gratitude that we have such a tool. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And then as the heavier energy dissipates, we can again say to our deepest, highest, I love you. Union achieved. So as we say this, our feelings will shift. So what starts out as anger may shift to grief, may shift to anxiety. We don't know where it's going to go, and it doesn't matter. We just welcome that. And we continue with Ho'oponopono with great gratitude that we have the opportunity to engage these deeper, darker energies within us and bring them into union with Ho'oponopono, so that once again we may return to our mantra, I am in perfect union. And we say that that's always true because even if we are resonating with heavier energies, this is still the level of our union in this particular moment. We're still in union. It's just that what we're resonating with may not be our highest, finest. And trust me, we all have that experience regularly. This is why we have Ho'oponopono. It's called practice for a reason. We practice and practice and practice, and we spend as much time as we possibly can in the highest union that we're capable of at this time. And we are all evolving. This is what evolution looks like. Somebody doesn't just come and tap you on the head and you're enlightened. It's an evolutionary process that we participate in moment to moment, bringing everything into the now. Thank you so, so much for that question. How may we serve further?
I think this question goes back to the last conversation you were having. I see patterns, but I'm not aware of any feeling. Can it still be worked on?
Absolutely. Just feel into the pattern. You know, we don't know if this is your experience, but as you feel into the pattern will go deeper into your body and give you a deeper access to the source of the pattern. And so we invite you to cultivate the, in many spiritual traditions, they call it surrender. This idea of, we call it allowing, that you want to allow your experience to expand to whatever it is. So, sometimes that expansion means that we open these pus pockets and, learning to view that as part of the expansion is one of the stages of our evolution. Sometimes the expansion just brings us into a higher frequency. And, that's when it's easy. And we get some of each as we practice more and more. But allowing is the way we deepen our experience feeling is the arena where we approach union. And union is not an act of will. Union is an act of allowing. Deeper union has a softness to it inside us. An allowing, an opening, a merging with resonance. Will sort of demands it to be something. Allowing just requests it to be. As we feel ourselves merge deeper and deeper with the source of the all that is. And in this allowing, we sink into the center of the feeling. And whatever the feeling is, we don't judge it. It's all feelings are waves that generally come to pass. And if these waves resonate with something unresolved in us, then they will express themselves with a feeling. And if we are in a witness state, that feeling will just pass. If we have unresolved crystallization that engages those feelings as they flow through, those frequencies as they flow through, then something will arise in us to be resolved with Ho'oponopono. And then we again resume our witness state and a deeper allowing. And as this experience becomes our reality, we are more and more present in the now, in union with the all that is. Thank you for this question. How may we serve further? So it feels like we're beginning our meditation. So let's take our attention inside. Let's go straight to our heart center. Breathe into your heart in the center of your chest. Allow it to expand. I am in perfect union. So we're going to invite you to meditate in your own way. And we are making our energy available to you. Feel free to meditate with your eyes open or closed. We're so grateful for the opportunity to be with you. Thank you so much. Till next week. Bye for now. We bow to you. So much love.